What's up, guys? My name is Ty Zen. Welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This is a real world, reality-based trading, investing, and entrepreneurship channel. And in this video, guys, I want to share with you guys one of the biggest mistakes that all traders, investors in the cryptocurrency world made in 2017. I previously made a video about this, and I still get the same questions, guys. All right, and I'm making this video again for my clients, and I just want to share it with everyone. Okay, so if you guys are driving, pull out a notepad or something so that you can write down some of these numbers. And if you are at home, stop everything that you're doing and write down some of these numbers with me, because this is extremely important. If you have these numbers that I'm going to share with you and you calculate them for yourself and your personal finances, you have a tremendously better chance of making some life-changing profits when the cryptocurrency market gives you the opportunity. What I'm going to show you also works in the stock market, the Forex market, the commodities market, and the options market as well. Okay? The biggest mistake that everyone made, and I've said this over and over on my Twitter and in my previous videos, guys, but I'm going to say it again because it's so important. Everybody thinks that when they get into crypto, they think that they did not pick the right coin, the right crypto, or they did not buy enough, or any of that stuff. Okay? I'm not going to talk about that in this video because they're not as important as what I'm about to talk to you in this video. Also, if you are wondering if you are too late to the cryptocurrency market, let me tell you something, you are not. We're still so early, right? We are still in the phase of cryptocurrency investing at the same stage when social media just came out with Friendster and MySpace. Okay, before Facebook even came along. All right, so if somebody tells you that you missed the boat or that it's very late in crypto right now, they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, this is extremely early in the cryptocurrency space. This is the first time in human history that a new asset class has been created. So you really want to take advantage of it and do not miss this opportunity. Okay, now there's a lot of people that say that, but they don't put their money where their mouth is. Okay, so right now, pretty much outside of my house, all 100% of my money is in cryptocurrencies. I have a little bit in the banks to pay for my monthly bills and payments, but everything else is pretty much in cryptocurrencies. Okay, I had more fiat currencies in my bank accounts. But when the bear market came, I used some of it to make moves so that I can load up on the cryptocurrencies during the bear market, okay, at the end of 2018 and the beginning of 2019, all right? Now, what I'm going to share with you guys in this video is something that I have struggled with early on in my life for many years, probably a few decades, okay? One of the things that I made the mistake with is that I did not know what direction to go. Many of you guys that have followed me for many years know that I came to America as a Vietnamese refugee, after the war between the US and Vietnam. I went and I left Vietnam. My family left a small fishing village in Vietnam, and we lived for over a year in a Malaysian refugee camp, and then from there we came to the US as Vietnamese refugees, okay? And we grew up very poor in America. My family did not know how to make money. They were very uneducated. They did not know how to network with people. They did not have an entrepreneur mindset. They did not know how to take advantage of the American system to become wealthy and rich in America. So we ended up living in a very poor, ghetto, black neighborhood, and I hung around with the wrong people and ended up selling drugs and getting involved in drugs, and ended up in federal prison in America for nearly 14 years, from the time I was a teenager at 18 years old up until the time that I was in my mid-30s. And from the time that I got out of federal prison in my mid-30s, it took me almost a decade well, just a little bit over a decade until my mid-40s before I made enough money to retire as a millionaire. And I say this because there was a lot of mistakes that I made and a lot of bad choices that I made along the line. And I'm not talking about the choices that I made when I was a teenager and got involved with drugs and hung around the wrong people and went to prison. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bad choices that I made after I got out of federal prison and I started to get back on my feet and climb up the social ladder and the financial ladder, okay? One of the biggest mistakes that people made, or that they think they made in 2017, is that they feel that they did not take enough profits, okay? And let me tell you something, you're not the only one. I feel the same way. Pretty much every cryptocurrency trader and investor that I have ever met feels the same way, that they did not take enough profits back in 2017, okay? We thought we took out enough, but now that we look back, you know, a few years later, we realize we could have taken out a lot more profits, okay? So the problem that people think is that we didn't take enough profits, but not taking enough profits is actually the effect. The cause of it is over here, okay? So everybody focuses on the effect, which is not taking enough profits, but the actual cause of not taking enough profit is way over here, and it actually starts with our goals and the things that we want in life, okay? So behind me right here, I finally got me a whiteboard here, and I'm broadcasting from the city of Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, and I want to share with you guys how to go about coming up with a game plan so that you will know how much profits to take in the future and how to go down the right direction. And if you guys just follow me and just do the exercises that I have here, it will probably reduce the amount of time it takes for you to become a millionaire and retire early like we did. It'll probably help you reduce it by 5 to 10 years, okay? So if you look at where you are starting at right here, right? And over here is where you want to start at. You're at point A. And you don't know if you should go, get a job to get to point B. Like everybody wants to get over here. And they don't know if they should take a job, go start your own business, be self-employed, build a business system, create an information product, or create a service. There's many paths here. You can become a trader and investor to get to where your goals are at, okay? Now, the problem is that most people don't know where they want to be over here. So whenever I put the B here, everybody knows where they're currently right now, okay? So when I started here, for me, I'm using myself as an example, is when I started over here when I was a teenager. I was living in the ghetto, I was poor, I was uneducated, my family had no money, and my family had no business ties, business connections, we had no network, we had nothing, okay? So the only thing that I knew of, I didn't know any of this stuff, the only thing I knew of in my ghetto neighborhood was to sell drugs like all my black friends, or be involved in it somehow, or help them somehow. And and I did get to here, and here at point B is called prison, okay? And that's how I ended up there. I didn't know the things that I wanted, and I didn't know the things that I don't want, okay? And that was why, because I didn't know those things, the environment and the market made those decisions for me, okay? So in this video, I want you guys to walk through with me and take the time. If you guys do this, I promise you it will cut 5 to 10 years off of your journey to creating life-changing money, okay? So the first thing that you need to make a list of is the things that you want in life. Whether it's material, whether it's spiritual, whether it's abstract, it doesn't matter what it is that you want, okay? You create a list of it, okay? I'm going to use myself as an example, okay? Now, before I get started, right, the reason why this is so important is because you need to know where you want to be, okay? Since I came back to Vietnam, I relocated back to Vietnam to take care of my sick mom, right? I have people asking me almost every day, guys. People are asking me every day, like, what should I do to make money? What should I do to make money? What direction should I go? What do I need to do? What should I study in college? These are all questions that have to do with what path should I take. And the first thing that I always ask all these young kids and these young people is, where do you want to be? Like, where do you want to go? What is the life that you want to live? Okay, tell me what life you want to live and the kind of life that you want to live, and then I can help you, because I've made this journey multiple times and I've helped many people already. So what is it, or where is it that you want to be in life? Okay, now when I ask somebody that over here, and even in America, one of the problems that people run into is that when people are poor, it's very, very difficult for them to imagine being wealthy. It's very difficult for them to imagine to live in a nice neighborhood, drive a nice car, put their kids in nice school, because when you're poor, you cannot see that. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why it takes so long for poor people to become wealthy and rich, is because they cannot see it in their mind. And if you cannot see it in your mind, right? Can you watch that later, babe? If you cannot see it in your mind, then what happens is that you cannot create it in reality. Okay, so just be aware of that. If you can't see it in here and see yourself in that house, in that car, with that wife, with that husband, then you cannot create that in the real world. Okay, so I don't want to go into all this Tony Robbins type personal development, self-help stuff. I'm just going to go into reality-based stuff, because you guys know that you guys follow our channel because, you know, there's a lot of trading and investing channels out there that talk about theory and talk about, you know, what they imagine and fantasy trading and investing. You guys know that our channel focuses on reality. Okay, we do things that are reality-based and that work in the real world. If you guys do what I'm about to show you guys here, this works out in the real world. Okay, so go ahead and get a pen, get a piece of paper. Pause the video if you don't have it right here in front of you. If you happen to be driving and you say, hey, I'm going to do this when I get home, it's probably a bunch of crap, okay? Take out the notepad on your phone and then pause the video whenever I tell you to, and then write down the stuff that you need to do, okay? I don't care if you're driving or not, okay? Okay, the first list that you're going to do is make a list of the things that I want, okay? So let's go up here and let's put this as number 1, okay? The things that I want. So I'm going to share myself as an example and how I did it, and this is how many of my team members did it. And I want you guys to just use what I'm sharing with you guys as a template and as a model to do your wish list, okay? So the number 1 thing that was on my financial goals and my financial wish list and the life that I wanted to live was, the first thing was that I did not want to go to, I want no more day jobs, okay? So I've been working, since I got out of federal prison in my mid-30s, I usually worked 2 or 3 jobs almost every day of my life during that time, okay? So all these people that say that they don't have one job or whatever, I don't know how they go about doing that, because ever since I got out of prison, since the first week that I got out, I have managed to, you know, work 2 or 3 jobs pretty much every week, every month that I was out, okay, until I retired. All right. Now, this is no more day job, okay? I don't want to work, and a lot of people say that I don't want a day job because they don't want to work for somebody else. They don't want somebody else telling them what to do. That has never been my goal, okay? Just so you guys know that. But for example, like my dad, he did not want to work for the trucking company that was paying him a good sum of money. Instead, he wanted to work on his own and start his own mechanic shop and his own machine shop when I was a teenager. And the reason was because he didn't like people telling him what to do, okay? For me, I really don't care. Like if somebody is willing to pay me, you know, $100,000 a year, if they want me to wash dishes, I'll wash dishes. If they want me to clean their butt, I'll clean their butt. If they want me to clean the floor, I'll clean the floor. If they want me to sell cars, I'll sell cars. If they want me to sell books, I'll sell books. It really does not matter to me, because in my mind, I'm thinking that if I come into work at 9 o'clock and I go home at 5 o'clock, that means that I am trading my time between 9 o'clock each day and 5 o'clock for the amount of money that the company is willing to pay me, all right? So I really didn't care what I did over there. Now, some people, they do care, because they think that, oh, this job is too low class. I'm not going to wash somebody's car, or I'm not going to wash the tires in their car. I'm not going to iron their clothes. I'm not going to do their dishes or something like that. And then some people think, oh, I want an office job, whatever, to me, it really does not matter. I'm not lazy. I don't have a lazy bone in my body. If you want me to go out there and dig ditches and build roads and pour concrete or whatever, I will do that. I really don't care. Okay, I'm not one of those lazy people that one of those soft ass snowflakes, millennials. Nowadays that they cry whenever somebody says something that hurts their feelings and stuff. They see somebody wear a Make America Great hat or something, and they throw a fit and shit a brick and cry about that. I'm not one of those. That's not how I was raised. I was raised when I came to America. Rambo was popular, Predator was popular, Terminator was popular, Die Hard was popular, right? Those are the movies that I grew up with. Conan the Barbarian was popular, right? I grew up in those times. I didn't grow up in the time of, Twilight and all these other snowflake movies. Okay, I did not grow up during that time, so I don't know how to be a soft-ass snowflake like some of these kids are nowadays. Okay, so for me, it really doesn't matter if I go and I say I agree to work for you. It doesn't matter what you have me doing. I really don't care. Outside of bending over and let you screw me in the butt or something like that. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to prostitute my body out to you. But pretty much everything else that other people do, I'm willing to do it because I'm not going to make excuses. My philosophy has always been that if I'm broke and I'm poor, I don't have time to make excuses, and I don't have time to say that this job is better than this job or this job is better than that job. Hey, it's time to get paid. Let's get to work. Okay. So for me, not having a day job was more of the responsibility. Okay. I don't like having to be committed and be responsible for someone else's actions and having to produce for someone else. Okay, I just didn't like the idea that every day from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock or for 8 hours or 10 hours every day, that time belonged to someone else, to the company or to the boss or to the manager that I work for, right? I wanted control of that time. I wanted that time of my life each day to be devoted to making me money and building assets for me and my family, okay? That's the reason why I don't like having a day job. It's not because, I want to be my own boss, okay? I don't give a shit about being my own boss. I don't give a shit about being the CEO of my own company or any of that, okay? So, but if that is important to you, then you need to write that down. For me, I'm just sharing with you guys, it's not important to me, okay? Matter of fact, currently I'm the CEO of cryptocurrency.market, right? I have two business partners, leonfu.com and David Fong. I asked if those guys would rather be CEOs of the company. They don't care. They don't want to. So I was stuck with being that role, okay? Not because I wanted to. It was because the other guys, my other business partners, didn't want to do it, okay? So the second thing that I want, all right, financially, is to have enough money for a primary house and a car or my primary mode of transportation. Okay, so and these things change, guys. These things, they change. They could change, next quarter. They could change next year. They could change after you have a medical issue. It could change because you have a new child in your life. It could change because you found the partner that you love and you're going to marry them or whatever. So there's a lot of things that can cause these items on the list to change. Okay, but for me, having a primary house and a primary car was important. Okay, so if you look at it, when I was in the U.S., right, the primary house was about, at that time, I'm just going to round it off to about $250,000, right? $250,000 US dollars. And then the car, one for me and one for my wife, it's probably going to be about $50,000. Okay, because it was not that. I'll buy my wife a new car, which is about $30,000, and for me, I can drive a used car. It really does not matter to me. Like, I grew up as a mechanic, and I'm just not someone that is very fascinated with cars. Like, I like Ferraris, I like Lambos, for business and marketing reasons. But personally, whether I drive them or not, it makes no difference to me. Okay, it makes absolutely no difference to me whether I drive a Ferrari or a Honda Civic or a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry or any of that. To me, it's just a mechanical device that gets me from point A to point B. That's all I care about. Gets me there safely with air conditioning and with heat, and that's all I care about. Okay, the Ferraris and the Lambos and everything, that's just for marketing for our business. In the future, when we do get it, that's just for marketing reasons. It's for business reasons, not for personal reasons. Okay, so right there, so that's right there. You can add that up. That's about $300,000. Okay, now in order for me to quit. So that right there goes to number 2. Number 1, no more day job. Okay, how much money do I need so that I can quit my day job? Now I'm going to do the math for you guys. Okay, I need about $5,000 a month, right? Times 12 months. That's about $60,000 a year. Okay, that's $60,000 a year. So what happens is, and I need it for about that's $60,000 a year, right? Times I need about 5 to 10 years. Okay, so 5 years to 10 years. So that equals 60 times 5, that's 300 to 600,000 US dollars. Okay, and we also need to add this in. All right, so if I have those two amounts, anywhere between 300 to 600,000, and over here is another 300,000. So roughly a minimum of 600,000. Okay, because I feel confident that I can continue to trade, and during the 5 years that I am not working a day job, I am very confident that I can trade, whether it's stocks, forex, futures, or cryptocurrencies. I can trade it and make enough money to continue living and not have to go to a day job anymore. Okay, so that was for me. So those are the numbers for me, right? It's 300,000, right? And each time I do this, it could change by 20, 50,000, even 100,000, but that's okay. As long as I have the number, a general number in mind that I can go with, okay? So I have 300 over here, 300 over here, and pretty much I have a house, I have a car, and then I don't have to go to work. I can continue trading for the next 5 years and do well and be able to not have to go to work anymore, okay? The other thing too, number 3, is that I want my income to be passive income. That means that I want it so that I set it up one time, okay, or I spend a period of time doing it, and then it continually pays me. Like for example, if I buy some real estate and I rent out the property and I collect rental income each month, that is one form of passive income. Let's say that I write a book about trading, which that's what we're doing right now. So Leon and I, we wrote a book about trading cryptocurrencies and about cryptocurrency investing, all right, and explained to new people what it is. So that right there, once our securities lawyer finishes reviewing it and he gives us a thumbs up and that everything we say in there is kosher and is compliant with U.S. financial laws, right? Then we're going to release that book, and when we release that book and we sell it, whether, let's say that we sell it for $20 a book, right? Well, that is something that Leon and I, my business partner Leon and I, have spent a couple of years writing that book and putting it together. And after we put it together and we sell it for $20, we put 2 years of work in, we created the book, and now we're selling it for $20. That is going to create passive income that continually comes in. Whether we sell 1 book a month or 100 books a month, it doesn't really matter to me at this moment. I just want it so that it comes in, all right? Now, we also have our cryptocurrency investing blueprint that we created It's a video training program in which we filmed our cryptocurrency investing boot camp. Okay, the boot camp was for 4 days. It was for $25,000 per student that came in to learn from us, and we spent 4 days hands-on, and we provided all the laptops and the hardware wallets and everything, the training manuals, to show our students how to trade, invest in the cryptocurrency market effectively. And we pretty much share everything that we do at that boot camp, and then we film the entire thing, and now we make it available for a lower cost on our website. And that cryptocurrency investing blueprint, the filming, the video recording of the cryptocurrency investing bootcamp, that is also another one of our passive income products. Okay, so now I have the book and the video training program. Okay, so those are just examples. Like, we have software that we're building right now to help traders learn how to trade effectively and manage risk effectively. And once that comes out, that'll also be another source of passive income for us. Okay, now, in addition to being a passive income, it's also important that the income is also scalable. And what that means is that when I was working the regular 9-to-5 job, the problem that I did not like about it was that I was trading my time for money. And I only had 8 or 10 hours or 12 hours in a day to put into the job. And what happens is, if I could not put in more hours, then I could not make any more money. So the most that I ever made working in the corporate world was somewhere around close to 150 to 160,000 a year. And that was the most that I was ever able to make, and at my peak. Okay, and it was really difficult. I pretty much worked about 14, 16 hours a day to be able to get that type of income. And I was gone from my family pretty much the majority of the month. I only saw my family like 8 days out of the month, okay, or a week out of the month. The rest of the time I was gone working, okay? So because of that, it was not very scalable because I didn't have any more time in the day. So I want a source of income. Whatever it is that I do, that source of income has to be scalable, meaning that as I become better at the job, as I become better at the task, I can scale that up and be able to make more money, okay? Now, the problem that I had with the 9-to-5 job that I had before, no matter how good I got at the job, I could not scale it, okay? I could not scale that job that I was doing because there was only so much time in the day. Now, with the books, the video training programs, the software, and all of these other things, that is something that I can scale, because if I can find more customers that want it, then I can open that up and more people can come in, right? Can you take him to the other room, babe? Okay. So because of that, I want a source of income that is passive and is scalable. With trading, that is also another passive and scalable source of income, because as I become better at trading stocks, I just increase my share size. If I become better at trading commodities, I just increase my contract size. If I become better at cryptocurrency trading or investing, I just add more coins to my trades and to my portfolio. And because of that, that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, the fourth thing that is very important to me that I want is that I want my source of income to be location independent, so that I do not have to worry about being in a specific location or specific city or a specific office to make that money. I like it so that my source of income can be anywhere, okay? So that's one of the reasons why I chose trading and investing, all right? The other thing too is that number 5 here is, one of my goals is to be able to build a business system, okay? I have always been an entrepreneur at heart growing up, and it has always fascinated me reading all the business and magazines, the book magazines, when I lived in America, growing up there. And especially during the 14 years that I spent living in prison, I was able to read lots of business books, and I'm really fascinated with building a business system, especially after I read that book called The E-Myth, The Entrepreneurial Myth, which is an amazing business book that everyone needs to read, whether you're in business or not, okay? It was a very landmark book for me in my life, because I realized that if you want to become successful in business, you have to know how to build a system so that the system can run by itself without you being inside that system, okay? So for me, it has always fascinated me to be able to build a complete business system so I can prove to myself that I am capable of doing it, and also so that it can make me income and make me money, okay? So that was very important to me. The other thing, number 6, is that whatever I do, right, I want the assets that I build, whether it's stocks, commodities, crypto, my business system, my intellectual property, my patents, my software, everything that I create that makes me money, I want it so that it is an inheritable asset, meaning that I can pass my house down to my kids, I can pass my copyrights, my trademarks, my patents, everything down to my kids. I can pass my crypto assets down to my kids. Let's say that I am staking a bunch of Teslas right now and a bunch of Decred tokens right now. If I stake that and in the future it's making me good money where I don't have to sell the original tokens and I just keep living off of the interest every month, maybe in the future I can leave it. Hey guys, go into the room and close the door. Close the door. Okay? You guys hear me talking, shooting a video, try to keep it quiet. Okay? Starve your ass and then you won't be able to make any more noise. Okay? Anyways, okay, so I want my assets that I build for all the kids that's making all that noise, I want it so that it's inheritable. That means that I can pass it on to them very easily and very quickly, and they can still benefit from my efforts and my work. Okay, so a lot of times, one of the reasons why I do not like working a 9-to-5 job was because I realized that after I worked a 9-to-5 job, I would not be able to pass that skill and everything that I have put time into doing. I cannot pass it down to my kids so they can benefit from it. However, the books, the video training programs, the software, and the copyrights, the trademarks, and all the intellectual property that I create during my lifetime, when I die, I can give all that to my kids. Okay, so it's very important to me that the assets and the things that I create are inheritable, meaning I can pass it on to the next generation. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is the 3 uncorrelated incomes. Okay, so it was very important to me that whatever path that I took financially, whatever financial path that I took in life, it was very important to me that I had 3 sources of income, and none of those sources are correlated, meaning that one does not depend on the other and one has nothing to do with the other. For example, if I invest into the stock market, okay, if something happens to the oil market, that affects the stock market prices. Okay, if I invest into the Forex market, if something happens in the stock market, it has a potential to affect the Forex prices. Okay, so to me, those are not independent assets. Okay, they're correlated and they're somehow connected or intertwined with each other. Imagine that, a high school dropout like me using the word intertwine. I'm not even sure if I can spell that correctly. Okay, anyways, so the three sources of income that I have, I want it so that it has nothing to do with each other. Okay, so now let's review that real quick. One source of income is from the products, the educational products and training and software that we provide in our company. So for example, like the cryptocurrency investing book that we're going to release later this year or early next year, right? That's one product. The software, okay, that people use for trading, the video training programs that people buy from us to learn how to trade in cryptocurrencies, all that, right? Even though on the surface it seems like it's different, but the reality is it's pretty much the same, okay? Because they're all products that help people become better traders and investors, okay? Hey guys, well, why do I have to keep asking you guys to be quiet for? Why? Huh? Okay, so even though the books, the DVDs, the video training programs, and the software appear to be different, they're actually correlated because they all deal with trading and investing in the cryptocurrencies, okay? However, the whole business itself is one income source. So for example, the first year that we were in business, we came close to making, I think it was $900,000 in our company that we started. So that was income just from the business, okay? And that has nothing to do with our cryptocurrency trading and investing. That's a completely independent source of income. So that's one right there. And then my trading and my investing in the cryptocurrency market was a second source of income, okay? And we're working on some software and some other stuff to come up with a third source of income at this moment, okay? We're testing it out right now, and when I have it, I'll share it with you guys, okay? But those are the things that I want on my financial goals, whatever path that I take, it has to include these things. If it doesn't include those things, then it's not something that I'm interested in, okay? Now, just as important, that's step one, right? Step number two, that's very important that you guys need to do, right, is to know the things that you don't want. So here's a list of the things that I don't want, okay? I don't want to do anything in my financial journey that requires any of my family members, okay? Let me say that again. I don't want my kids involved. I don't want my wife involved. I don't want my aunts, uncles, mom, and dads involved. Okay? Hey, Max, come here. Max.
Huh?
Why do you guys keep making noise when I'm trying to make a video? Why? Huh? Can you guys give me a chance? Right? I'm trying to make a video and explain it clearly, and you guys are yelling and screaming all in the background. Why do you guys wait until I shoot a video and then you guys do that? Huh? The whole time I sit here, I'm not recording a video, and you guys keep it quiet, and the minute I turn the camera on, you guys start making noise. Why?
You don't do that.
Oh, you don't do that? Okay. Get your butt into your room and close the door, and don't do that then. Do me that favor.
Where's my backpack?
Okay? All right. So the things I don't want are this, guys, right? Is that I don't want my kids, my son Maximus right here, I don't want him involved. Like whether he wants to do the business that I'm in or not, whether he wants to trade or invest or not, I really don't care, okay? I don't want to have to rely on any of my family members, okay? The reason why is because that's just too much hassle. Like my son, my wife, my daughters, my kids, everything, my relationship to them, I want that to be a husband to wife relationship. I want it to be a father to son relationship. I want it to be a father to daughter relationship. I just don't want them growing up and I have a business relationship with my own kids, okay? I'll wait until they are a little bit older and they understand business, and then I'll consider having a business relationship with them. But at the moment, I would rather just plan everything that I do to make money without my kids. Because in the Asian culture, it's very common, right, to plan everything around your kids. Like you want to build the business for your kids, you want to build the business so the kids take over, and all this other stuff, and I don't have any of those intentions, okay? Matter of fact, I'd rather have my kids not be involved in my business if possible. Close the door, guys. All right, the second thing is that I do not want a big office or a lot of employees. Okay, it's very important that the path that I take, I don't want a big office, I don't want lots of employees, I don't want a lot of staff. I want to use software technology and computer technology, internet technology, blockchain technology. I want to use technology to automate the majority of the things that I need to do in my business. Okay, the reason why I say this is because in some countries, especially like Vietnam and Southeast Asia and Thailand and Cambodia and stuff, it's a very honorable and prestigious thing to have, to be able to say that, you know, you have a business office and then you have employees working for you and all this stuff. It's very prestigious. Like when you go outside and you tell people, oh, you know, I have an office, I got 20 people working for me, or I got 100 people working for me. Like people will brag to other people about that because they believe that if you can do that, then you're wealthy and you're at the top of society, okay? For me, I don't give a shit about that. You know, if other people here in Vietnam want to have face and all that other stuff by having an office, a big office and lots of employees, they're welcome to do that. That's not something that me or my business partners want. We want to take like a SEAL team approach. okay, like a special force approach, where we want each person on our team to be extremely talented, and we want those, and we just want a small team and everybody, so we can keep an eye on everyone, and we know everyone that's working for us, and that we are happy with them, and we treat them like family, and we make sure that they're going to make life-changing money as well, okay? So I would rather just focus on that, all right? So I don't want big office, big employees, okay? The other thing too is that I do not want to do something that I dislike, okay? When I said that I'll do, if I'm committed to working for someone or a company or a business, I'll do whatever they want me to do when I'm there from 9 to 5, okay? However, that doesn't mean that I like it. I'll do it, but that doesn't mean that I like it, okay? So I'll do it, and whatever I need to do, I'll do it, okay? However, in the financial path that I want to take, I would prefer to do something that I like. Okay, something I'm passionate about. For example, like I love making these videos. I really don't care if I get paid for them or not. I still make it because I enjoy making it to build our branding and our company brand and our company name, okay? And to put my branding out there, okay? So I really don't care. I like doing this. Like sometimes people ask me, you know, like when I came back to Vietnam here to live and I left the US, I have a lot of Vietnamese people asking me, you know, like, hey, Ty, you know, like, you said you're retired, but, you know, you're still working, you're still making videos and all that stuff. And what they don't realize is that I'm not a lazy bum, okay? I don't like sitting around doing nothing. I don't like sitting there. Like, we have a huge pool right behind this. The place that I live in here in District 7 is like a resort, okay? There's a massive pool here that's like probably a couple 100 meters long. Okay, and I can swim in there, and we have a beautiful park inside the area that I live in. Okay, and I don't care to be out there every day. I do enjoy being out there, but I don't care to be there every day and just sit on my ass and do nothing. Okay, so I like to do something, and this is what I do for my enjoyment. Okay, some people like to play video games, some people like to go play basketball, some people like to play golf and things like that. None of that stimulates me. None of that is challenging to me. I think that most of those things are boring, okay? I'm too scared to jump out of an airplane. I'm too scared to go swimming with sharks. I don't know how to swim, right? I'm like black people. I'm scared of the water, so I'm probably going to drown to death if I jump in the water, okay? So because of that, I do something that I like, okay, which is making these videos and sharing with people the mistakes and the incorrect information I got and the incorrect teachings I got to become wealthy. I enjoy doing that and getting feedback from the community, from people emailing me, telling me that thanks to my videos, they were able to quit their 9-to-5 job. Thanks to my videos, they had a breakthrough and they were able to trade and finally take care of their family, buy a house, buy a car, things like that. I get more enjoyment out of that than goofing off at the golf course, okay? I don't know how to enjoy myself at the golf course. So if you guys know it, make a video and show me so I can learn from it, all right? The fourth thing is that one of the things I don't want is to work with people I dislike. So when I was working the day job for many years, right, before I retired, I was working at places where I made good money, but there was always people that I disliked working with. There was people on my team or my boss or my manager, my supervisor. I just didn't like the people that I work with, okay? So because of that, it's very important to me that whatever financial path or whatever journey that I take, right, that I want to do, it's very important that I am surrounded by people that I really enjoy. My business partners, I'm grateful that I have some amazing business partners with my buddy Leon and with my buddy David. You know, when I go to their house, you know, we're like brothers and we're like, you know, best friends, and we do everything to help each other, and they're the best brothers that I could ever ask for in my life, okay? So because of that, you know, I do extras for them, they do extras for me. It's not a big deal because we all enjoy having each other around. We crack up, we have fun, you know, we make lots of jokes, we spend money together, we invest money together, and we just do a lot of things that we really enjoy, and we never get tired of having each other around, okay? And that's really, really important, guys, because you guys don't know this, but sometimes I'll be up till 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning doing stuff for myself, for my family, for Leon's family, for David's family, and it's because I enjoy what I'm doing, okay? So this is very important. So make a list of what you want and the things that you want in your life. make a list of the things that you don't want, okay? So after that, right, you should have something like this. Now, a lot of this, guys, is right now, it's kind of abstract, okay? So you're not going to be able to put a clear number on this, okay? A few of these you can, like the first one, you know, putting a number of 300 to 600,000 on it. The primary house, putting 250 and 50,000 for the house and the car, right? Anything that you can put a number on is extremely important, because then other people like myself and many other people can look at the numbers that you generated and be able to give you the right direction, okay? For example, right, I mentioned that over here, something that is scalable, right? When I say that something is scalable, right, it has to be something that can generate over like $3 million a year, okay? Why? Because it has to be able to generate $1 million for me, $1 million for my business partner Leon, and $1 million for my business partner David. So whatever it is that the three of us agree to do, that product or that service has to be able to generate more than $3 million a year. If it cannot do that, then none of us are going to do that. And the reason is because it's not hitting the goals that we want, okay? Because we're not going to waste time building a business system that generates $100,000 a year, because we can make way more than that just from trading crypto or trading stocks or trading Forex. So we're not going to waste time building a business system just to do that. So for the business system to be worthwhile to us, it has to be able to clearly, we have to clearly see that that business system can generate $3 million or more in a year. Okay, so like I said before, in the first year of business, we were to generate close to $1 million, so that's a good sign. Okay, so now once I have these, guys, of what I want, I have the numbers, and then I have the things that I don't want. Now I know that this is where I need to be. So all the things that I want here represents B. So now, if you ask me, that there's different ways. I can take this path to come here, this path to come here, this path, or this path, right? Now, the next step, right, over here, number 3, right, is to filter. Okay? To filter, right, or to narrow it down, right here. To filter or to narrow down the path that you take. So for example, right, if you ask me, hey Ty, why don't you go get a 9-to-5 job to get to your goals over here? The answer is no, I cannot do that, because no job that I know of pays $1 million a year or $3 million a year. Most of those jobs are very, very small supply. They're usually executive jobs. I don't have a college degree, so the chance of me getting a high-level executive job where I get paid $1 million, that's extremely, extremely low probability, low possibility that's ever going to happen, okay? So for me, this is not going to work. The job is not going to work. Okay, what if I build a job for myself and be a self-employed, okay? That's not going to work either, because most of the people that I've met in my life that are self-employed, I haven't seen any one of them make $1 million a year or $3 million a year. So that's not something I'm interested in, because I don't see anybody out there that I know, personally know of. Maybe there is, I just don't know them. So, okay, so I'm not going to take that route. Now, a business system, I know lots of entrepreneurs. I know a lot of businessmen that took the time to learn business, to learn marketing, to learn sales, to build a business that has produced them $3 million a year. That I have seen, and I've seen it many, many times in the US. So that I do believe will work, and I can take that route. Now, this other route, the information product route, I'm also taking that route too. So I'll say no to the job route, I'll say no to the self-employment route, but I'll go with the business system, the information product. Information product is anytime you create information like books, magazines, newsletters, software, things like that, and you sell it, or video training programs like the cryptocurrency investing blueprint we have, that is called an information product in English, okay? Because we are selling information that's valuable, that has value to the person that is buying it, okay? So because of that, I will go that. And I've seen lots of information products that sell for $100, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. So I know that it's possible to sell $1 million or $3 million worth of that product, okay? So I know that it can be done. So the other thing too is a trader or investor. I know that can be done because I have met many traders in my life that have made $1 million trading. So I know that's possible. I've met many investors that have made $1 million in their life. So I know these things, 1, 2, 3, they are all sources of passive income once those systems are completed and I've built those systems out. And they're also paths and avenues that are scalable, which means that once I build it and I improve on it, I know it can scale up to the $3 million or more that I want, okay? So these are the ones that I will go. Now, what happens if you come and ask me, hey, Ty, you want to go do real estate, okay? You want to invest in real estate. My immediate answer will be no, all right? Because even though it is a source of passive income to where I can provide rental property, to me, I don't know how to make that scalable. I don't know how to rent out 100 properties. I don't know how to buy 100 properties. I don't know how to scale it, okay? I don't know how to do that, and I have not met anyone that knows how to do that, or I have not seen someone do that effectively to where I would want to copy them and follow them, okay? So that's not a path. Let's say that you say, hey, Ty, let's go and mine for gold. Let's go dig for gold or silver, okay? I'm gonna say no to that. Because why? Because even though to me, I don't know how that is passive, and to me, I don't know how that is scalable, okay? And the other thing too, is the most important thing is I don't know about it. I don't know anyone that knows about it, and I don't have a clue about it. So even if it is a passive source of income, or even if it could be a passive source of income, or it could be something that is scalable, I'm not gonna do it because I don't know anybody that I can go learn from. That I don't know anyone that is successful at it that I can go pay money to learn from, okay? So that's gonna be out. So most of the things that the path that I take is going to be very simple, okay? Let's say that if you say, hey, Ty, what if, don't you wanna do some Amway multi-level marketing? I'm gonna say no to that. I'm gonna say no to that immediately. Before you even finish the question, my answer will be no, I'm not gonna do that. Why? Because I don't know of anyone. I don't know anyone that does Amway multi-level marketing that makes $1 million a year or makes $3 million a year or is successful at it. I haven't seen enough people. I haven't seen one. Okay, I haven't seen one multi-level marketer make that kind of money, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, because it's not something I've seen and it's not something that I know about. Okay, so if you've seen it and you know about it and you know for sure it works and that person's willing to help you, then by all means, if that's something that you want, go for it. But for me, I'm going to say no to it. Okay, if you guys, I swear, if you guys just take the time to do what I just showed you guys, I've said it so many times in the last 7 years on our channel, and I've said it on my English channel, I've said it in my Vietnamese channel. If you guys just take the time to put these numbers. Now, I'm almost 50 years old now, okay? I'm 49, I'm almost 50 now. And for me to come up with these things is very simple. If you are in your 20s or your teens or your 20s or your 30s watching this, you may not be able to come up with this list that's comprehensive like this, that's detailed like this. But here's what you can come up with. You can come up with number 1 and number 2. You can come up with that, okay? And so when the market goes up and it gives you an opportunity to be able to do this and to do this, you take that opportunity. You don't care if the market's gonna go up another 10x or 20x or 100x. The minute the market gives you an opportunity to accomplish this, you wanna look and make it happen and become a reality, okay? So on our team, myself, David Fong, and the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned, leonfu.com, we had these numbers in mind. We had these numbers in mind, and the minute the market gave us the opportunity, we jumped on it, okay? We jumped on it, we quit our day job, we got our house, we got our cars, we got everything that we needed, and we were able to retire early, okay? So I'm telling you guys, right? Now, each of us on our team has different amounts. Like, for example, for Leon, right? He said that, you know, he wanted more than 10 years, okay? He wanted to make sure he has enough money for the next 60, 70 years of his life, and for his wife and for his daughter. He only has one child. So for him, the minute the market gave him that opportunity to fulfill that number, his number is going to be different from mine, and it's going to be different from yours. But the minute the market gave him that opportunity to fulfill that number, he took it. Okay, the minute that his number was bigger than this for me, because he wants to live in the tallest building in the city of Austin, in the tallest building there, in the tallest luxury condo complex in the city of Austin. So for him, it was way more money than that. But the minute the market gave him that opportunity, he took it, and he got him that luxury condo that he wanted. Okay, so I'm telling you guys this is because when you guys walk around and you ask these questions right here, right? Man, I don't know what to study in college. I don't know what direction to go. I don't know what kind of business to build. I don't know when to take profits. I don't know how much profits to take. I don't know when I should sell and do all this stuff, right? You can answer those questions very, very easily if you take the time and figure this out, guys. If you figure this out right here, if you figure out where you want to be, I want to be here. I want to be here where I have no more day job. I want to be here at B where I have a primary house, a primary car. I want to be right here where I have a passive and scalable income. I want to be right here where I'm location independent. I want to be right here where my business system is producing money for me. I want to be right here where I'm producing inheritable assets for my kids and my family. I want to be right here where I have 3 uncorrelated income streams. Okay? Once I know that, I can filter out everything else. I'm going to say no to everything else. Like if you ask me, hey Ty, you want to go and play video games? The answer is no. If you ask me, hey, let's go hire a few prostitutes or a few hookers, okay? I'm going to say no. Hey Ty, let's go and snort some coke. I'm going to say no. If you say, hey, let's go get big, fat, and sloppy, right, and sit on our ass and eat potato chips on a couch, I'm going to say no. Why? Because they don't fulfill what I want to do. Now, if you say, hey, Ty, let's go work out, let's go jogging, let's go do some cardiovascular exercise so that we can get you from here to here quicker, faster, with more energy and better health, my answer will be yes. Okay? The more clear that you know what you want and where you want to be in life, the easier it is for you to say no to the things that don't help you get there, and the easier it is for you to identify the paths and the avenues and the routes that you need to take to get to your destination and to get to your goal. Okay? So I hope that this video, guys, helps you guys eliminate. I'm telling you guys, I cannot stress this enough, guys. All right? People out there, these theoretical traders and these fantasy traders and investors that do technical analysis charts all day, the reason why they don't talk about stuff like this is because they don't know. They've never had to go through this. They've never made this mistake before in their life. Why? Because they're probably not even trading with real money and real crypto and real Bitcoins. They're just making, charts on there for fun. Okay? The reason why you guys don't see us doing a lot of those technical analysis charts every day, every goddamn day. Like, how much technical analysis does someone have to do to make a buy, sell, or hold decision, man? Okay? The reason why we focus on this is because this is the real stuff here, guys. This is, if you know this, when the price of Bitcoin runs up to $50,000 or $100,000, it will be very easy for you to say, oh, you know what? $50,000? I'm selling 1 Bitcoin. Why? Because it can keep me my primary car. Boom. Here we go. Right? I mean, check that off the list, right? Hey, if I can sell enough, I have an opportunity, I have $1 million in my portfolio now, I can sell $600,000 and retire and no more day job, boom, there it is right there. See, I can just check it off the list, and the action to take is very simple. You won't even need to ask me or anyone if you should sell or not, because you already have a checklist of what you want in life and what you need to do. So when the market gives you the opportunity, take it. Don't worry about if it goes up higher. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, okay? Worry about hitting your financial goals, because here it is. Your life will be a lot happier and you will enjoy life a lot more. The quality of your life will be a lot better if you fulfill these numbers when the market gives you the opportunity. If you jack around wishing that it's going to go to the moon and go to Mars and go to Neptune and Pluto and things like that, and then it doesn't, you are still stuck working the 9-to-5 job. You are still stuck without a house. You are still stuck without a car. You're still stuck renting and leasing and doing all those things. So when the market gives you an opportunity, you pounce on it, you jump on it, you get these things taken care of. Most people in their life, most of the clients that we work with, that we have, most of our clients, right? These are the two primary goals that they have, that they want to fulfill financially. So the minute that the market gives them the opportunity to do that, they have been trained to pounce on it and jump on it. Okay? So I hope that this video helps you guys out. Okay? Like always, if you find this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, right? Share this video with your friends and the people that you know of, your friends and relatives that screwed up and said that they made a mistake and did not take enough profits, right, in 2017. Show them this video and let them know that, hey man, the mistake is not what we thought it is, okay? The mistake of not taking profits is just a side effect. We can't take that action unless we know what it is that we want to be at point B over here, okay? So, do yourself a favor, right? Follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen. And follow me on there. That's where I share some of the short news and stuff that comes up into my head. If you guys want to shortcut, okay, your journey to becoming a successful trader and investor in the cryptocurrency market, and you don't want to figure it out, and you don't want to lose hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars to figure it out, and waste years trying to figure it out and miss the opportunities in the market, I highly recommend that you guys go to www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint and get you a copy of our cryptocurrency investing blueprint today. That is the absolute best training that I know of for people who are serious about learning how to trade and invest in the cryptocurrency market, okay? Get your copy today, stop trying to figure it out on your own, and I'll see you on the other side and in the next video. Thank you guys.